Hello everybody and welcome back to the Fortress of Solitude. Today we're going to be checking out a Bounty Hunters issue 41 by Ethan Sachs and David Tinto. Tonga and her friends are captured by the Scourge as Sachs begins to wind down the book and bring all his stories home to roost. While the Scourge continues their experiments, Losha, Tonga's wife, is alerted to her being in trouble and is forced to team up with Vakora to go and help her. I'm really sad that Sachs is waiting till now to team up Losha and Vakora since, man, their chemistry is just so good and fills a lot of the buddy cop tropes that I really like. Before Losha and Vakora set off though, they are met by Lieutenant Hayden, who gives them the backup of Valance's memory in the hopes that they can install them back in and get rid of the Scourge infecting him. Valance and Hayden's relationship is something that should have had more done with it, especially since it was building off of the previous stories of Valance's childhood love dying and the Empire taking him again and repurposing him as a killer robot again. Between this and the Losha Vakora team, I'm thinking this book was meant to go longer than 42 issues and was ended here because it's about time they moved on from the Empire Strikes Back to Return of the Jedi stories, and I imagine we're going to move past that to post Return of the Jedi very soon, so they want a fresh slate of new books, and that's why this one and various other books are ending around this time as well. Sachs is still writing Star Wars books though, so there's still hopes that these characters will come back at some point, but it's a bit of a letdown that we get all this great setup, especially in this issue, but none of that payoff. We don't get to see any of that. In that regard though, that's kind of fitting for these characters, especially Valance, who is always getting the raw end of the deal, so I could see that also being a creative choice. It's just not very satisfying for us as readers. All the plots begin to converge in the final few pages as Losha and Vakora arrive on Epiconia to save Tonga and Zuckuss and free Valance, and they successfully manage to do so, resetting Valance's memory to back around issue 16-17 I think, just before the Empire picked him up again after he fell from a starship. Valance gets a chance to cut loose on the Scourge, which is always really fun, and David Tinto's art doesn't let us down in the action department this issue. With the squad reunited, they begin to wonder what their next step is, since they have no proper ship or credits or any idea where Captain Kell and Dirge and Deathstick and Bosk and all the others who betrayed them went. But Valance has a new job for them, to rescue his old war buddy Han Solo from the clutches of Jabba the Hutt. This was quite the surprising cliffhanger, since how is all of this going to fit together with the Rebels' plans on getting Han back in Return of the Jedi and various other things we've been seeing in the main ongoing at the moment. I really can't wait to see how this all pieces together, and I assume Charles Soule will be tackling that in the main Star Wars ongoing, but it's pretty cool that Ethan gets to lay the foundations for it in the final issue of Bounty Hunters. The Bounty Hunters' final tie-in to Dark Droids finished up in explosive fashion, placing a lot of the toys back in the box for other writers to deal with and wrapping up many of its long-running plot points as the series begins to wind down to its end with issue 42. There were some weird choices though, like the beginning of a new, really fun partnership with Vakora and Losha right as the book is ending, or bringing back Valance and Hayden's relationship, both of which tell me the book was probably meant to go on for a little bit longer than it ended up being. Either way, this was a great issue and had some fantastic action sequences and a lot of really little great character moments from everyone involved. I'm going to give this issue an 8 out of 10.